Hi everyone and welcome back to the Party Cat's Satisfactory experience. I am your Party Cat, Kaylee. Unfortunately, due to some issues with my audio equipment, the sound from my voiceover didn't get recorded, so I'm going to have to do that manually here. So let's get started on episode 3. Now, the last time we left off, I was letting things run so that you could see me delete all the things and rebuild them in a more organized manner. So let's go ahead and get started on that. We'll go ahead and start removing buildings, starting with the miners here and these smelters and the conveyor belts, all this stuff. One nice thing is if you hold the right key, you can select multiple items. Oh, and that's right, we do need to upgrade the logistics, which gives us some new stuff.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to increase the complexity and efficiency of your factory. We encourage you to consider more verticality when it comes to factory logistics to streamline short-range transportation. The productivity display will help you measure and improve the productivity of individual buildings to aid with optimization.
Yeah, so let's look at the new stuff. So that gives me mergers and splitters, lifters, and the productivity monitor, which I'll go more into probably next episode. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish getting this stuff removed so that we can reconstruct it. Let's go ahead and get these out. Oh, that's right. So we have some leftover materials in here. Let's make sure we use them all. I try not to have the basic building block stuff that I can't use for buildings in my inventory because it just clutters it up. So let's go ahead and remove these finally. Oh, and yeah, let's get rid of these guys. And the power poles, we don't need those. We'll need to move them out of the way to put in the platforms. So here we go. There's a platform, These are 8 meters on a side by 4 meters tall, at least according to the in-game dimensions. I don't know if that really means what it... or I don't know if they really would be, but, whatever. But putting these down means that I can kind of snap everything to a sort of grid, which makes it way easier to organize and plan. Because these factories get huge and they get out of hand so quickly. You can wind up with just spaghetti conveyors all over the place. So it's nice to be able to line things up and use walls to kind of partition things. But let's go ahead and get these miners all put in place, and we might as well do all 3 of them. So we'll get to that in a moment. Let's go ahead and build the second one. Oop. Not a smelter. Need a miner. There we go. So miner number 2 is in. And now let's go ahead and get miner number 3 in. Yeah, don't really need the iron, so let's get rid of that. And let's bring the platforms over, foundations. For some reason, the word platform constantly comes to mind when I'm playing this game, even though they are foundations. So there's all 3 of those put in, and need to look over my power production here. I will eventually need to pick all this up and move it, but right now, since it's just going, I'm not that worried about it. But yeah. So let's get over here and start getting stuff built. Well, where do I want to put these? I think right about where I'm standing, actually. But I'll need to put in some more foundations. Oh, whoops, not that one there. Let's get these in, and then let's line up the output with these. Now, I also need to make sure that I use math to sort of make everything fit together. Each building only has so many of each item that it can take in and put out, so we want to try to match those things up so that the miners are being utilized to their fullest. We want, these miners in this case on this quality of mining node can produce 60 ore per minute, and that includes the copper up the hill. So that means that I can run 2 of these smelters for every 1 miner that I have running, because they each take in 30 materials. So running out of concrete here, so I need to go get some more. Not a big deal. But let's go ahead and get the rest of these built. I need 6 for the iron if I want to make full use of the iron that I have right here. Oops. Let's rebuild that properly. And then I probably should build a couple more for the copper, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's go ahead and figure out how we want to hook these up. Now that I have the conveyor lifters, mergers, and splitters, I can go up above and start recording. Wow, I can speak. I can run the conveyor lines up over my head so that it makes the base a little bit easier to navigate. They added this nice new feature where when you're building things, you can hold E, and things of the same class will show up in a radial menu like this. You see the conveyor and the merger there. So it's kind of nice to be able to quickly switch between items of the same sort of class. You'll see me use that a lot later, but my mouse is being a little funky, but that holding E thing helps me not have to fill up my hotbar with quite so many items. So it's helpful. Let's go ahead and get this hooked up now. I will need to split the output, and it looks like it's not quite on the what's the word? It's not quite on the grid, so I'm going to have to build these in a specific way. But then, of course, I go and place the first one wrong, so let's go ahead and I'm going to put this one in here. Hope it's right. Nope, that's too close, so I need to move out one more spot from there. So you'll see me use these as guides for themselves when I'm building the real ones. And it's just really helpful to keep things organized. So there we go. And it clicked on, so that's one hooked up and ready to go. I just need to get the other 2 now and then bring the lines over to the smelters. Yeah. So not too bad. Let's go ahead and get these extra power poles out of the way. I'm probably going to need to rebuild most of the power poles, but that's okay. All right. So let's get this next one going here. I have a feeling I'm going to have more problems getting it to line up. And again, I built it too close, so let's go out one more. You're going to notice I do that a lot. So there we go. Let's remove these extra ones. And, oh, it won't click on. Crud. Okay, so that's not going to work. Unfortunately, these connections are a little bit finicky sometimes. Let me try going the other way. Nope, same problem. Okay, so I'm going to have to probably build it off to the side. And we can do that by... Come on now. Yeah, looks like I'm going to try going in forward again one more time, but it's not going to work. Yeah, nope, won't connect. All right. So off to the side we go. You know, these are the same kind of follies that you'll run into. So put that in place so I have a guideline. And then let's make sure I line that up. And I think that's a little bit too far away, but we'll see. Yeah, it definitely is. Yep, it's a little bit too far away. So let's try and build this a little bit closer. Watch me goof it up again. Yep, so that's not where I wanted that. Let's try this again. So, there we go. There we go. So now I've got one in line for measurement. And there we go. Now I can put in the one where I want it. And let's see if this will connect now. Still no. So I'm going to have to connect it with a conveyor, which is unfortunate. It makes managing these a little bit more difficult, but honestly, once I unlock the wall conveyors and some other things, it won't be a big deal. It's just in this early game when I try to keep things a little bit more organized so that late game it doesn't bite me in the butt and I don't have to completely rebuild whole big sections of the base. But that's okay. You know, it could be worse. I don't... The main building there is kind of in my way, the hub, but I don't want to tear it out. It's too much to manage. Normally, I would put it on foundations at this stage, and I will. I need a lot more concrete before I get to that point, and I really want to concentrate on just getting the next part of the base built first. So go ahead and do what I can with what I have, and then we'll go from there. Tear this out so I can put in a platform. Might as well hook that back up so we have power. Okay, there we go. And now, okay. So that's not quite as lined up as I would like. That is, but we'll see if it'll even work. Nope. I need to move it out just a little bit. Yep. Okay. That's annoying. So let's bring it out a little further. And then I should be able to, yep, just hook it right up. Perfect. I try not to do that because it uses more materials, but that's okay. So now I have the output of those all set up. Now I just need to bring it over here and bring it into the smelters. Of course, how I hook that up is going to be a little weird. I could run lines all the way from the furthest miner to the furthest smelters, but I think it'll just be easier to go over the top, and you'll see what I mean by that here in a moment. So let's go ahead and get these put in place. I'll run a line over, and those splitters aren't actually being used to split the output at this point. They're just kind of being used to turn the conveyor to the side, which is cool. You know, doesn't really matter. But now, I need to go ahead and hook up these, and I'll go ahead and just lift them a little bit, because what I don't want are the glitchy visual artifacts from running these lines literally over each other. Like, you kind of could see it for a moment there. But if I do this right, you won't see it at all. Because you can run them right over top of each other. It doesn't affect anything. It just looks goofy, and I don't know for sure, but I feel like there's a performance impact when you have two meshes going over each other like that. So I'd have to check in with the developers to be sure. By the way, this game is from Coffee Stain Studios. It's called Satisfactory, and if this seems like it's up your alley, you should check them out. It's on the Epic Game Store. It's on Steam. Let's go ahead and move some things around. Oh, and I should check on my little buddy here in a moment. Let's put a new workshop in that's on the grid. Now, this one's mostly for deployables and hand tools. It's helpful, but you don't necessarily need one built all the time. Let's go ahead and hook up power here to these. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Oh, yeah, okay. I'll just build a stub here. So this one power pole will have all 3 miners on it, and then it'll have a connection to... Oh, I'm stuck. Okay, there we go. Let me get out of there. And let's make sure I don't get stuck again. Yeah, that's no good. So here we go, and there we go. That should keep me from walking under there again. Oh, you know what? Let's grab some foliage up here. Always need more foliage for power until I finally get coal unlocked, which is going to be a little while, so no big deal. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this thing. Grab some more foliage. And I hear something shining at me through the wall. It could be a power slug, could be a Mercer sphere, could be the Summers loop. But the latter 2 items, they don't do anything yet. They're not really worth having, and I'm not entirely sure how to get into this area. It sounds like it's maybe up here. Well, but now I don't hear it. So I'm wondering if it's actually underground. Because now I don't hear it at all. Let's grab some foliage and then I'll head back that way. Yeah, I'm way too far over. I should be hearing it if I were closer. So, oh, I hear it off to my left. Now it sounds like I'm right on top of it. So yeah, there's probably a cave here, but I'm not sure how to get in there or if I really would want to. Let's go ahead and head this way a little bit, see what we can find. And oh, that's that doesn't look quite right. Might need to submit a bug report because I think that rock should exist from both sides. And it looks like we're missing some grass here, so that's fun. But, you know, while I'm over here, I should grab this power slug. These will be useful later on. I can use them to, quote-unquote, overclock my buildings and make them run faster at the expense of more power, but they make more items, so it can be helpful. And, oh, I think I just found the cave entrance, but I need to take care of this guy first. Okay, got him. Alright, come on, buddy. Oh, got you again, and there we go. Alright, cool. So let's pop in this cave really quick. I'm sure there will be spiders in here. Hooray. How am I supposed to get down here? Is there a... Oh. I feel like if I drop down there, I won't be able to get back up. So I'm not going to do that. It's cool that there's mycelia up here. But yeah, I don't see a way back up if I go down there. So yeah, we're not going to do that. Good to know this is here, though. Wish I had some beacons. I would mark this, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and get back up here. All right, some more foliage because I always need more of that. And hey, another fluffy-tailed hog. Let's go, buddy. Jump over you. Oh, I missed. Why did it dodge off like that the last second? That's annoying. Okay, there we go. And just gotta hit it one more time. There we go. Alright. So there's some more iron back here. I'm not that worried about it. I kind of want to leave it because then more fluffy-tailed hogs will spawn, and I need their carapace for research later. So that'll be helpful to leave them be. All right. Let's get back to the base here. Grab all the foliage. I'm looking forward to when I finally get the chainsaw and I can take out these trees and shrubs and things that are a little bit bigger. Plus it clears things out a lot faster. Go ahead and grab this guy too. Alright, here we go. Come on, little guy. Alright. I have all the slugs now. Well, not really. There's I want to say 60 of each or so. Let's go ahead and drop this stuff off. Drop off the materials. Oh, it'd help if I actually got up the ladder. All right, so control click will send all of a specific type of item over. Shift click will send over an entire stack. Otherwise, you just pick it up. So that's helpful. Let's see what our little buddy has for us. Another carapace. Well, cool. Thanks, bud. They're so cute. I definitely want to pick up a plushie of one of those little guys when I can. But all right, got the next milestone selected. Let's go ahead and get some more power poles in place, and then we will hook up power to the mining gear. Of course, it would help if the power actually got hooked up. There we go. And then it would help if we actually hooked up all the things here. All right, let's bring this out. All right, let's power our smelters. So I try to line these up in kind of a specific way. It makes it easier later in the game when you go to like start upgrading these things and when you need to power manage, because eventually you unlock like switches, breaker switches and things of that sort. And that's the wrong spot. Let's try that again. But yeah, also you get like battery backups and a bunch of other stuff, so it's pretty cool. All right, now that power's hooked up, let's set these to making iron ingots. And we ran out of power because I didn't hook up and turn on all of the generators. Mostly because I don't want them burning through all of my fuel when energy is not being used. So let's turn those two on and this one off. Oh, maybe not. Let's turn it all back on here. And this one I'm going to leave off. Well, maybe not. Oh, right. Okay. That was it. I was going to turn off the two smaller ones and use the big ones, because they make more power. At the cost of more materials, but that's okay. Let's hook that back up so we're continuing to make biomass. And there we go. Alright, and now to figure out, do I want to try and come forward around the big rock, or do I want to go above? I think I'm going to go above, so let me get some more concrete. And let's speed up the concrete production a little bit by doing a little bit of manual limestone gathering. Compelling content, I know. But we'll go ahead and get that and get it put into the machine. Because again, this mining rig back here can't actually produce enough materials for it, so I might wind up hooking up the other limestone deposit to that constructor now that I have mergers and things this go around. But for the time being, I have enough materials to get started. And now I should add in the smelters for the copper. So what I'm going to do is skip one so I have some delineation. So take that one back out, and then let's hook up the power. And it's nice to have some space in between them, especially for later game when, as I was talking about, you get those... you get like a breaker panel that you can use to shut off a circuit so that, you know, you add some new buildings and it doesn't tear down your entire production just because you added one too many buildings and you don't quite have enough power. So it's kind of nice. You can kind of get everything hooked up, but leave it isolated and then hook it up later. So let's turn on the copper. Then we need to. I need to figure out how I want to bring it in. I think I might start putting it on foundations and things just to, keep it a little bit more consistent, and then put it up over my head just so I don't have to fight with it so hard. Oh, we already had some copper on the line. That's okay. So let's figure this out. Where do I want to put this thing? Here? Nah. That's not how I want to do that. I want to put it up overhead. Let's see here. Let's make sure I put it in the right spot. All right, and yeah, one up should be enough. I can now walk underneath it, which is helpful. So let's go ahead and get this moved in. And let's see, make sure it's straight-ish to try and use less materials. So that's perfect. And now to put it in splitters. Or a splitter. So, yeah, that's right. Ugh. My mouse keeps messing up on me and moving things, so I have to retry. And of course I built them off by one again. Gotta love those off by one errors. So let's try this again. And then I built it backwards. So how are all of you doing? Because I'm doing great, if you can't tell. Alright, let's get this actually hooked up now. Perfect. Here's that one. No power. Oh, I didn't... What? What? Oh. Seriously? Oops. Right, and power's still okay for the time being. Might need to turn one of these on at least, because we're getting close. Yeah, I'll go ahead and turn one on, just to be sure. And then let's refill all these with materials. Doot, doot, doot. Right. Because sometimes you have to feed your generators, right? There we go. Okay. So got that done. Let's put the rest of this biomass back. Then... Alright. And of course I'm out of concrete again. Okay. Alright. So again with that question, up or over, up or forward. I think I'm gonna go with up rather than forward, just to make sure. So let's go ahead and build this up, and let's see if we can do this here. Nope, I need to go up just a little bit more. So I'll go up one more. Then there we go. So yeah, that's what I need. Build these up over top so I can bring the iron and copper up to the next stage of production. And then I have to figure out, do I want to send it backwards or forwards? think forward. I like forward. So let's go ahead and get these added to my hotbar, and then let's go ahead and make it so we can get up there. Great. Go. Let's check on the lizard doggo. Can I reach it from here? I can. Oh, it got me flowers. Awesome. Those will come in handy when I get the color gun later. I can start color coordinating my base. You know, color coordination is not absolutely necessary, but it actually can help with planning and things, so I find it helpful to, like, I'll make all the iron stuff a blue color, copper stuff kind of a either green or a coppery orange, just so that, you know, from a distance later on, because these factories get huge, and sometimes they get quite repetitive, because you need, you know, the same building over and over and over again. That said, I need more concrete, so I think I'm going to let that build up off camera. So, and in order to do that most effectively, I think I should hook up the other miner here, but let's check it. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, we need way more concrete way more quickly, so let's go ahead and get that other miner put in so that so I can make some more concrete more quickly. So let's come out here. Gonna need to bust up this node. Compelling content again. You know, because these strikes sound so great, right? There we go. It's a good thing there's life on this world. Alright. So let's get over here and we'll add some more materials into the production here, just so it can continue to build. I'll go ahead and put in a container and a merger. That'll help me. So there's the container. Let's put that in there. And then we'll put a merger on the line there and hook that up. And that should speed up the production some, but really I should hook it up. Yeah, I should hook up the other miner. So let's go ahead and get over there and get that built. Yeah. All right. I should think about building some more platforms if I have the materials, which I do have some, but that's all. Not nearly enough. Hooray. And yeah, I'm just not making stuff fast enough. So let's go ahead and bring the output up to a container. And let's get this built finally. Should have done this an episode and a half ago. Grab some foliage. Got to keep that power bill fed. Alright, let's pick up this miner. Let's see how we're doing. Okay. And of course I need concrete. And I don't feel like running all the way over there, so let's go ahead and build a craft bench. And just make some concrete really quick. I only need a few. That should be enough. It's probably more than enough. Yep, 2 more than I needed. That's fine though. And then let's bring this bad boy over. Alright, so there's that. Do I want to go behind or in front of the lizard doggo? I think in front. Yeah, in front will be better. Oh, except I wanted that. Oh, I definitely don't want it clipping through the wall there, so let's do this a little bit differently. And then I need more concrete again. Hooray! So I have some built up here. Let's do this. Here we go. Alright. Eventually I get some better conveyor poles that actually stack and have ladders on the side of them. That'll be nice. But let's go ahead and get this hooked up. Yeah. Oh, and I should hook up power too. Don't mind me. I'm dumb. As I said before. Go. There we go. Alright, we got power hooked up. That should get everybody going. Drop off my materials here. And I have some extra limestone in my inventory, so let's go ahead and put that away. There we go. Right. And I think that might be just about it. Let's get over here. Look back up top again. Just to make sure we're still going. Yeah, so I think I'm going to let this go off camera for a little while. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. And please, everyone, have a good evening. If you're going into your evening, have a good morning. If you're going into your morning, have a great day. Thanks so much and take care.